This is so cool. So friggin' cool. It's Zoltar Ground Zero, bro. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to another aimless adventure. See this fella right here? Does he look familiar? That's the singing cowboy from Bonnie Springs. I'm sure you've seen him before if you watch this channel. He's not singing anymore, but we're at Zoltar Ground Zero. I think it's time we explore more of this amazing place in Boulder City, Nevada. Let's do it. There's another friend from the past hidden right here. Another resident of Bonnie Springs. The old miner.
Yeah, he's gonna get a new life down in Cave Creek, Arizona, at Frontier Town.
Nice. I haven't been there. I got to check that place out.
Yeah. So these are just Zoltars that are ready to go. This is one that was made for a guy down in California that had the body, and we turned it into a Zoltar, and he's gonna give it a new life down there. Spot for it. Yeah. Or it's actually a Yogi Bear, Jellystone Park in Pennsylvania. It's going to be a bartender, and he's going to go on a western scene. He's going to be talking to people when they come into the bar.
Nice.
These are just animated heads that we have ready to go, that have jaw movements put in them, and ready for eye movement. And this will be a Zoltar when it's painted.
How long does it usually take to go from, say, casting to out the door on a Zoltar?
Well, if we have to make one from scratch and we don't have the heads made up in the cabinets, and to do everything, you're probably looking at about 4 to 5 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll do a lot of custom heads too. You might recognize this. This is Captain Picard.
Yeah, that's Patrick Stewart.
And this one here is a Sitting Bull. The Indian. So how we get some custom characters that we do.
This looks very familiar, Mr. John Wayne.
Yeah, there's a John Wayne looking like. This is you may remember the line of T-shirts that were called Big Johnson T-shirts. That's the Big Johnson character there.
The big fella.
Yeah. And this is a head that was just cast this morning. We let it dwell for a couple hours and pour out the excess, and we're going to take that out tomorrow, and we'll have a cast Zoltar head.
So this is the casting room.
Yeah, we probably have 100 different head molds all together here. See the names written on them. This is a Hillbilly Granny. This is a Santa Claus. This is a Dog Man. We call this one the Pope. Looks like the Pope. And, yeah, Chef George Bush. The George Bush mold there.
Is that Junior or?
This would be George Jr. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Kind of get an idea when you look at that. It kind of pops out at you.
Oh yeah, it's kind of that effect that Raleigh Crump and or was it Extensio that did for Haunted Mansion?
Disneyland. When you go through a Haunted Mansion, these inverted heads, and they appear like they're coming out, and then when you walk by them, the head face follows you.
Follows you, yeah.
It's really a neat effect.
I don't know that I'd want those hanging out in my house.
I know.
This is where the random assortment of appendages get painted up.
Odds and ends. Got fist hands. This is going to be the Donald Trump hands, because he's got to have his OK sign.
Yeah. Of course you do. Now, the hands, are those molded from a particular
Yeah, one of my past employees, Russ, volunteered his hand to make a mold on, and we use a dental alginate. We stick his hand in it and let it set up and pull it out, and then you pour plaster on that, and we've got a good life cast, and then we send that life cast to Michigan, where a guy who does polyurethane will cast them in quantity for us.
Nice. Now, I had heard something regarding the teeth of Zoltar.
Yeah, we'll show you that when we get to the wig area.
All right.
The whole box of them. Yeah. Young Henry Fonda there. Elton John. So this one was added, these handles, people can work. And this is more of the outfit actually from like the movie.
Okay, yeah, from the Tom Hanks movie Big. Don't look, kids. He's been beheaded.
New invention for us here. This is a penny crushing machine with an animated character in it. This is going to go up to the Trees of Mystery up in Oregon. And that's the Paul Bunyan character. When you put in your dollar, the penny would roll down here, and then you're going to choose one of 4 different designs, and he will look like he's squishing out the penny, and it'll pop right out here for you.
Very cool.
So it's not quite ready to go.
Yeah, it's a whole new spin on the man in the box. Yep.
Eye movements here. How you doing?
Ted, you the eyeball guy, or
we kind of play around with
how are you, sir?
He does
all
the
right.
eyes, and he does the
You're the resident optometrist.
and the talking function. He puts all those mechanisms in there. Yeah.
Guy's got a hole in his head.
Yeah, I say it takes one to build one.
Yeah. That's it.
Characters, that is, not dummies. Right?
You ever go cross-eyed looking at that, Ted?
Yeah. It has happened. Yeah.
Alien Obama, they used to be at the Alien Jerky store,
Oh yeah.
and he gives the fortune for $1, and we just switched Alien Obama over to Alien Trump. So if you ever go to the Alien Fresh Jerky store, you can play Alien Trump. There's a character here that's going to be a pirate that they're going to take to pirate festivals. And then when he's not a pirate, they're going to take the legs off and put these legs on him, and he's going to be turned into a Scotsman
Now we're talking.
for the Highland festivals. And then people sell stuff at these festivals like
Yeah.
a character to attract attention.
Are you going to have anything for either Vegas Highland Games or the Pirate Fest that's coming to Vegas?
Well, these people that are going to use this are exhibitors there, and they're going to use it in their
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you probably would see them there, I would imagine.
All right.
Museum in Las Vegas.
That's Zach from
Zach
Ghost
Vegas.
Adventures.
Yeah, from Ghost Adventures. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he is. We made a fortune teller out of Zach that you would see if you take the haunted mansion tour. What do you call Zach's place?
Zach Baggins Haunted Mansion?
Zach
Yeah.
Baggins Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I haven't been in there yet. What do you think? Should I get an aimless Chris head?
You're asking about the teeth. The ones that don't have teeth, we put in addition, and there's the teeth that are set in there. And I made a mold on my teeth a long time ago, so all the characters that get teeth get
Those are your
set in my teeth.
those are your chiclets.
Yeah.
All right.
This guy here is Robert Ripley.
Yeah, he looks very familiar.
Believe it or not.
Yep.
And we've been making machines for them. They all have a Zoltar machine, but we're making a machine now where Robert Ripley is in there and he cranks out one of those souvenir pennies for folks. So.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of those places around nowadays.
6 of them last year, and they're going to get another 6 this year. So they've been really successful with that one.
I did see one of my more. Well, there he is.
You might remember, recognize this guy.
Yeah. A lot of people would say that that's what he actually looks like, minus the wig.
Yeah. Well, he down in Las Vegas Boulevard. You walk by him, and he has an attract message that says, "You're fired."
Nice.
I love saying that. He said. Yeah.
That I'm a big Wizard of Oz nerd, so that one right there is.
Yeah. This is Scarecrow, kind of reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
We made a Wizard of Oz Scarecrow, or a Tin Man with the suit on. We fabricated the suit for a store in Las Vegas that had the actual axe from the movie. So they bought a Tin Man to hold the axe. And
Wow.
They sold the whole thing for $125,000. But the axe was a wooden handle, but the axe head was actually just a rubber head. But, you know.
Where is that?
For the movie. It was a store called Antiquities in Las Vegas that had this. They got a hold of the axe.
So somebody bought it and
We made
it
a
went.
Tin Man to hold the axe, and they put it in a glass case and sold it to a customer for.
Wow. I remember back when MGM first opened, the MGM Hotel, and they had actual costumes in there and relics from Wizard of Oz.
The animated characters. And
Yeah.
animatronics. And
Yep.
ran those for a few years, and they were very sophisticated, expensive animatronics, and they really just couldn't keep them up, and they didn't have the
Yeah.
staff to know how to
Do
keep
it.
them going, and they ended up, I think, just throwing them all away, unfortunately.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the whole place.
We kind of fill a niche for people that don't want to spend $100,000 on an animatronic, that want something that talks and moves, that they can get something from us for around $5,000. It has an eye movement, a head movement, an arm movement.
Right.
And you can talk on a mic, you can have recorded messages, so that really appeals to a lot of people.
Customize them.
Don't have that kind of budget.
Yeah. So this guy here, this is the one you were saying is going to be a pirate?
Pirate, yeah, this is a Blackbeard. So he talks too. Oh, there, gotta fix that.
Oh, and he's got the tooth. He's got the gold tooth. He's working on his grill.
Yeah.
This is an article done in 1976 by the actually 1978 by the Idaho Statesman. When I first started making these, I was still in high school, and my stepfather taught me the business. His name was Hank Damiani, and there's me casting a head when I was 16 years old, and then I kind of fell away from it until I got done with college and decided to give it a shot as a full-time business.
I think it's worked out for you.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, but fear of failure is a great motivator for success.
That's right. That's right.
Kept me going. There's another one done in 1994, back when I was in business with my brother, and they did a story on us. We used to just sell them right out of the truck.
So what was you guys would travel around in the van, right?
Travel around in a big Dodge Maxi van. We could hold 23 characters in there, and we would travel around with a van full of characters, and my wife and I and 2 cats.
Wow.
We'd open up the doors to the van, and people would look in there, and the cat would jump out and move, and they would scare the heck out of the people because they weren't animated at that time.
What was the very first thing that you put together, that you animated?
The very first thing that I animated probably went to Cripple Creek, Colorado. It was a guy in an outhouse, and they were really proud of their outhouse, and they called the guy in the outhouse Farnsworth.
Okay.
And Farnsworth, every time he opened the door, he would make a fart sound, and he would talk. It's real penny.
So they're actual real pennies,
Yeah,
and I've always thought these things were blanks.
You get a free play here. You line up which one you want. I'm going to pick the gunfighter there.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a free play here. That goes in there. The penny drops down, and then we turn the handle until it catches. And there's your penny.
There we go.
Pushed out. Still warm from being pressed.
We got a legit gunfighter from Bonnie Springs.
Yep. Guy in the outhouse. You put in $1. This was from the Bonnie Springs too. And then it releases the magnet, and you open the door, and old Gabby's in there
There he is.
reading the Sears and Roebuck catalog and
You've been in there for years, bro.
saying some funny stuff.
I don't know what you're eating, but you better change your diet.
For a good time at $1.
And then here's the singing cowboy,
Yep.
which I had nicknamed Chuck Norris years ago because
It was
he.
pretty cool. He's in a nice scene there. Put in $1, and he would sing one of like 5 different Western songs.
Yeah, he had a good voice too.
Tumble and Tumbleweed, Don't Fence Me In, Cowboy Come to Town. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hope we can find another home for him.
Oh, I'm sure.
We're right there before we took him out.
Oh yeah.
There's a Wyatt Earp. He's down at Tombstone.
I have yet to get out there.
Wyatt Earp.
It's only been
Fortune
30
Teller.
years.
Well, there's the Obama that we just took that out.
Does that Wyatt Earp pistol whip you?
Yeah. If you don't put $1 in there.
Crack you in the dome. Wow. That almost looked real. This newscaster here, or I'm sorry,
Right.
this gal here, when you were flipping,
Oh, you think? Yeah.
that looked real.
Yeah, that was a Christmas display we did for the Flamingo a long time ago. There's Coolio the rapper.
Coolio's got his own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, George Strait character. For a lady that was a George Strait friend. She called him Pure Sex.
alrighty.
Bill Clinton.
Hey, how are you?
There's the Tin Man I was telling you about.
Oh yeah. So is that the axe head?
This isn't the axe. The axe. This is a different one.
Okay.
But This is actually the one that we made to hold the axe for them, but we didn't have the axe at the time.
Okay.
We're gonna put that in later, I guess. Yeah. Let me see if I had the pictures of the lady that we did of the guy's mother who died. Wilfred Farley story.
Now your stuff is all over the world, huh?
Oh, absolutely. There's a whole St. Valentine's Day massacre scene that we did for a museum in Chicago called Here's Chicago. They recreated the St. Valentine's Day massacre scene at the old Waterworks building.
Wow.
Downtown Chicago. Yeah. Oh, here's an interesting one. This is one of actually the first custom piece that we ever did. And I went to school in Menominee, Wisconsin at UW Stout.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was going to college, I sold a few characters around there for extra money, did some trading, and I sold one to a local boot shop that put the Indian in the window of their store. Well, after I graduated, my friend said, this guy's trying to get a hold of you, named Milford. He wants you to make a character for him. And I didn't think much of it till I came back for a visit one time, and I stopped in Menominee with a load of characters, and I asked the local barber, did you know this guy named Milford, that he wants to buy a character from me? And he said, well, Milford is kind of a strange guy. He lives with his mother, worked in a foundry. He's retired now, but he has a lot of money. He's never spent any money. It's not unusual to see him walking downtown with a briefcase full of money. I said, well, it might be worth going to see this guy. So we drove back to this place called Downing and found his trailer, knocked on the door, nobody's there. The neighbor said, well, you looking for Milford? He said, he's in across the street visit with his pet pig. So we drove back this road, and there's Milford on this barrel, and he's hanging out with his pig back there. So I pull up, says, Milford, you've been looking for me, Characters Unlimited. I happen to be here. What did you want? And he comes up to the van and says, oh, yes, I wanted to talk to you about building me a character. And he talked through kind of a list because he had kind of a speech impediment. And he said, I wanted you to make one that looks like my mother. My mother died 5 years ago, and I wanted you to make one that looks like my mother.
Oh my.
I said, well, I have a granny in here if you want to look in the truck. And he opened the doors and didn't see one that looked like his mother good enough, but he did like an old cowboy that I saw in the van. So he took the cowboy. I think he paid me like $500 cash, and then I was on my way. Well, from then on, every couple months I'd get a call from him wanting to make one of his mother, because I told him we could probably make one likeness from photographs if you want to do that. So he eventually sent me a box, and I opened up the box, and there was clothes in there, and an envelope, and false teeth, wedding rings, eyeglasses, all these old underclothes, still kind of stained and dirty, and the shoes still had pig manure on them. And the envelope was a check for $1,600, which was the price at the time to make a custom character. So he sent pictures of his mother, and this is the pictures of his mother. And it was this Milford, mother and a brother, his mother being pushed in a rocking chair. And then he sent her false teeth. Well, we made the character, and this is the likeness of the character with the original clothes on there. And the teeth are showing because he was really adamant about wanting the teeth to be her teeth showing. So these are her actual false teeth in the head, and her glasses, and her wedding rings. So we got it to him just before Christmas, and he's just as pleased as could be. He put it in a rocking chair in the living room, and he likes to put his head in her lap and talk to her, and just like the way he used to. We made him very happy. I Googled him since then. It was probably 25 years ago he made this, and he had since passed away. So I don't know what they did with his mother, but maybe they buried her with him. I don't know. So anyway, that was the Milford story.
That is...
Milford Farley / maybe Norman Bates, I don't know, but there was a big deep freeze on the front porch of his trailer when I walked up there, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, maybe
Am I next?
Mom's in the deep freeze, I don't know, but
Norman?
he was harmless. He just was, this is a way for him to remember his mom, I guess,
Yeah.
Yeah. It was called the Pelican Man from Sarasota, Florida. There's a likeness of him. He was boasting that he had the most heart attacks of anybody in the state of Florida, or most heart attacks, and he had a heart transplant, and he knew he wasn't going to be around much longer, so he wanted a character made of him to greet people to his Pelican sanctuary after he had passed away. So this is a talking character likeness of him that he put his voice on in it, and he was used it to be a greeter at the Pelican sanctuary.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll be heading back to Florida here.
Well,
I think at the end of the
I don't
year.
know if it's open anymore. It's called the Pelican Man Pelican Sanctuary, and when he passed away, I think it kind of ended up disbanding or something, but lasted for a while. Yeah.
There he is, the Dangler.
Yeah, this is my neighbor up the street. He thought he had kind of a quirky sense of humor, and he wanted to get people's attention when they went by, so he wanted to have a character hanging upside down with Christmas lights in his hand to appear that he had fallen and got tangled up in the Christmas lights. So he got a few startled people that called the police a couple times saying there was somebody hanging upside down that fell off their balcony putting up Christmas lights. Yeah.
She's a beaut, Clark.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're good.
So it's kind of funny that we get orders by phone all the time, and people have seen me at a trade show, or maybe they looked us up online and they know my name is Olaf, and we're talking about Zoltar, and they'll call up and say, I want to order a Zoltar machine. We always laugh because it happens quite often, and people are getting Olaf and Zoltar mixed together, so they end up ordering a Zolaf. So I always ask them, well, would you like to order a fortune teller that dispenses antidepressants, or would you want a Zoltar machine? You know, they kind of laugh and they catch themselves. So
Yeah.
I've been known as Zolaf or Olaf. Take your pick.
All right. I just got permission to go upstairs and check out the hidden gems. This is where the costume shop is at. Check it out. Jeans, hats, everything. Sombreros. Jail uniforms. Mobster hats. Everything is going on up here. Little trinkets that go into the different machines. I guess that's for the singing cowboy. Wow. So many props. Cowboy boots. Halloween stuff. Whoa. Beheaded folk. Farm animals and Santa Claus. That's going to be my bluegrass band. This dude looks rough. Thought he was trying to blue dart for a minute. Oh yeah. A decapitated Michelin Man and a skinny giraffe and Pink Floyd. Chicka bow wow. There's zero shortage of boots. Wow, wow, wow. This place is insanely cool. There's so much stuff. There's not even enough film. I can't even put all this stuff. I don't even know what I'm saying. It's that cool.
If you'd like to order your own Zoltar machine or Zolaf machine, either one, you can see us at zoltar.net or characterslimited.com.
Don't forget to subscribe. I don't know why I'm talking this way. Maybe Abe has a toothache. Social network links are down below. Adventure on.
You want to win some Zoltar swag? Be a subscriber to the channel? Comment on the video. I'll do a random comment picker thingy in a future vid. You might win some Zoltar swag. Oh yeah!